Good morning, everybody. Go ahead, Ms. Laura.
Hi, good morning, everyone. We will call this meeting to order at 9:06. Move to Alicia.
Thank you, Laura. We're going to go ahead and call the roll. So if senators, if you could please indicate your status in Lynn Lasos, Laura Ramos, Claudia Dole Morrison, Karen Dorado, Rogelio Kevin Garza, Nicole English, Nayeli Garcia, Juan Santos Flores, Maria Juarez Serna, Orlando Castaneda, Armando Garza, Marissa Camperano, Kelly Quinn, Cordelia Ross Villarreal, Irene Cardenas, Andres Chavez, Yadira Mejia, Caitlin Bruseth. Thank you, Senators. Madam President, quorum has been established.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to see you all this morning. As always, I highly encourage you, if you are able to turn on your camera. It's nice to see moving people, even though in our little box. We are in the month of February, and it is going to be a very exciting month with a lot of festivities happening around. So we're going to proceed with our agenda this morning with the approval of the meeting minutes. Madam Secretary?
Table the approval of the minutes until our next meeting. We're still pending finalizing those.
I second.
I second.
Okay, any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Staff senators, those who are in favor to table the January 2022 minutes, I'm sorry, say aye or indicate your approval on the chat.
Aye.
And those who oppose, say nay. And abstain. I believe it is a unanimous decision. We'll go ahead and table the January 2022 meeting minutes until our next session. I do have a few updates to share with everybody. And the first one that I am going to call on is our elections committee. Madam Committee Chair, Caitlin, good news for us.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to our meeting today. And thank you for everyone who participated in elections. They have concluded, and all elected incoming senators have been notified. Official notice will be going out to supervisors soon so that we're all on the same page.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And, virtual clap and hearts to our Elections and Constitution Committee. We all did a fantastic job and we trudged along and we are done. We will be welcoming the new staff senators at the end of the month at our staff senate retreat. And next month, you will see your new staff senators as well as your new executive board. Once again, Caitlin and our Madam Vice President, Yadira Mejia, thank you for your assistance in getting this process moving. At this time, I am going to call our immediate past president, Ms. Rebecca Sepulveda, for some updates on homecoming festivities.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everyone. So homecoming will be next week. Yay. On Wednesday, of course, there is the basketball game. Before that, there will be, I'm going to mess this up. There is a parade and in the burning of the Saturday is part in the parade. So if you don't have a department and you want to hop in on us with us, we will meet at the rec center because it's going from the rec to, thank you, Edna, for the website on the group chat there. And then on Saturday, of course, the basketball game will be at Bert Ogden. For those of you that aren't aware, we applaud athletics. They are giving out 5 tickets to all faculty and staff. So you can come join us for the Bert Ogden game of having the tailgate, and Staff Senate will be giving out 2 and some water. Everybody needs more water before at the tailgate, which is from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Bert Ogden parking lot. So you can bring your family, come join us, and again, you get those nice hot dogs and then some free tickets into the Bert Ogden game.
Awesome. And then we've got, did you talk about the parade that we're participating in?
Yes, the parade. They can join us if they'd like to. Edna, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the union is providing stuff to make posters direct to the field house, and then the burning of the letters will be at 6:30 before the 7 p.m. game. And then if you belong to a college, remember, the dean shootout during the game, or you can always cheer on our wonderful dean of students, Miss Rebecca again.
Wonderful.
That's homecoming.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. And in that spirit of homecoming, I'm going to go ahead and call on our Staff Success Committee Chair, as they've got something also happening for all of us to participate in homecoming. So Claudia, can you go ahead and share that with us, please?
Yes, good morning, Madam President. Good morning, everybody. I just want to let you know that our Staff Success Committee is collaborating with student involvement and student activities, and we announced workspace decorating contest, and it was out, went out yesterday.
You went mute, Claudia.
Claudia, you're muted.
We are inviting everybody to participate in this activity with us. So we are expecting to receive a lot of submit to upload your pictures. We are encouraging remotely so we can have more participation. So please encourage your staff, your different departments, and let's go and show our spirit by participating with this activity. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. And so we are excited to see how everybody is going to decorate their space, either here on campus or over wherever they're working remotely. And everything is in the email. And of course, if you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out to us. I highly encourage you all to please participate. I think it'd be fun to see each other in the flesh and in 3D and bring on the Vaquero spirit. Thank you so much, committee. And thank you so much, Rebecca and the executive board, for your support and participating. And we're looking forward to a very busy week next week. Moving on this morning, our first set of guest speakers are our wonderful HR team. And I really do mean that. They're very wonderful because they work with us patiently and they've been very helpful. We invited them this morning to give us a refresher on our leave policies. I know there have been a lot of different situations, and I think it's good to get that guidance and guideline. So in that spirit, I would like to welcome Ernesto, Hector, and Aubrey. Please, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good. Okay. Let me share my screen. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah. All right. Let me just hide this. All right. So good morning, everyone. As Madam President mentioned, this morning we're gonna have a quick refresher of our leave policies. We're gonna have some guidance on our current events, and we'll save some time at the end if anyone has any questions. I'd like to mention, my colleague Hector Guerrero is here with us if anyone has any further questions. Before we get started, I'd also like to point out our email address, leave@utrgv.edu. If anyone has questions, concerns, or they would like further information, please feel free to send us an email. Policies. So here we have 4 of our main leave policies. We have annual leave, also known as vacation. We have sick leave, family medical leave, which is known as FMLA. And now, what do we know about annual leave or vacation? We know that employees must complete 6 months of continuous state employment before they can use their accrued vacation. Now, during this time, the employee continues to accrue their vacation leave, yet they're not going to be able to use it until they. Now, this requirement does not need to be met here at UTRGV. If you have an employee that transferred from another state institution or probably transferred from another department, more likely they've already met this requirement. If you have any questions, if you or any one of your employees have met this requirement, please feel free to send us an email. Supervisor approval is required. As per policy, employees must submit their leave request 30 days in advance or as soon as practicable when not foreseeable. All absence requests must be submitted via PeopleSoft, and supervisors must review and provide a determination within 5 working days. We should note that vacation leave is available for staff only. Sick leave. Sick leave may be used for any medical condition that may prevent the employee from performing work duties. Sick leave may be used to care for an immediate family member that resides in the same household, and it can also be used for a family member that does not reside in the same household. Yet, it is strictly limited to the time necessary to provide that care. Medical documentation will be required after 3 days of absence, and the supervisor must refer the employee to HR for possible FMLA. The supervisor must also notify HR of the employee's need of the continued absence. We should also know that vacation and sick leave is accrued on a monthly basis on the 1st of every month. While sick leave accruals will remain constant, your vacation accrual rate will change depending on your state service. Family medical leave, FMLA. FMLA is for employees out on medical leave due to a serious health condition requiring an absence of 3 days or more. FMLA may be requested for oneself or for an immediate family member. FMLA provides up to 12 weeks of job protected leave and ensures that employees are restored to the same job the employee held before leaving or an equivalent job and pay. Please note that FMLA is unpaid and employees must use their sick leave, comp time, and vacation leave balances. Employees that have exhausted all available leave are recommended to apply to the sick leave pool. If an employee is not eligible to the sick leave pool or they do not apply to the sick leave pool, they will be placed on leave without pay. Sick leave pool. The sick leave pool policy provides paid sick leave to eligible employees that have exhausted all other accrued paid leave, as well as the FMLA, the sick leave itself, or for an immediate family member. To be eligible for catastrophic illness or injury. Please know that FMLA and sick leave are separate processes and medical documentation will be required for each. Now, for some guidance on current events, before we get to leave, we must first go back to the year 2020. Back in April 2020, the Department of Labor enacted the FFCRA, the Family's First Coronavirus Response Act. The FFCRA required employers to provide paid sick leave and expanded the FMLA for COVID-related reasons. Effective April 1, 2020 through December 31, 2020, the FFCRA entitled employees for up to 80 hours of emergency paid sick leave and allowed employees to request FMLA due to expanded reasons. These provisions have expired on December 31, 2020 and are no longer available. Now, what do I need to do if I need to be out due to COVID illness or need to quarantine due to COVID? The first step is employees must report to the COVID response team and follow university's protocol on returning back to campus. When available, HR recommends remote work. If remote work is not available, employees will need to use their available paid leave to cover their absence, starting with sick leave, comp times, and then their vacation. With illness or do not have available paid leave balances. We recommend for employees to apply for sick leave pool. Our sick leave pool application can be found on our HR website, or you can send us an email to leave@utrgv for further guidance. Sick leave pool may be requested by eligible employees once all paid leave has been exhausted. Once the sick leave pool application and supporting documentation is received, it will be reviewed and assessed by our office. Meet the team. Here's the team if you would like to reach out to any of us directly. And any questions?
Cordelia?
I just wanted to, I know we've talked about this in the past and it's come up. With sick leave, when people donate to the sick leave pool, who gets taxed? Like sick leave, if you take sick leave from the pool, you have to pay extra taxes on that, right? Is it considered income, or what's the trick with the sick leave pool?
The employee that donates to the sick leave pool does not get taxed. The employee that requests sick leave pool, when they use, it would be like using sick leave. So I mean, when you use sick leave, I mean, you get taxed for those earnings on your paycheck.
Okay, thank you.
Ernest?
So this is,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
this is Saul Jauregui with Environmental Health and Safety. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
I have a question regarding the sick leave for somebody who's out for COVID. If they are indeed working from home, they will not have to log anything down on their time card. It'll be just a straight worked hours.
Correct. If the employee, I mean, is able to continue working their regular schedule, there's no need to report leave.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Ernesto, there is a question for the sick leave pool that you can only apply to it and granted if you use all your other leaves, vacation, sick, everything.
Correct. Employees must first exhaust all available paid leave to be eligible for the sick leave.
Okay. Is there a limit on the sick leave pool?
There is a limit on the sick leave pool, actually. It's 720 hours.
720 hours. Okay.
Which equals to 90.
90 days?
What about the benefits for the employee? They still need to be paid. So if he's not getting a paycheck, the employee still is required to pay his medical and dental vision.
Correct, and those cases are managed. So during FMLA, if an employee falls under leave without pay, the medical insurance continues to be covered by UT system, by UTRGV. Yet, like you mentioned, all voluntary ones such as vision, dental, may need to be paid by the employee.
Okay, thank you.
May sick leave be donated to a specific person?
There is a process. The receiving employee must first go through the sick leave pool if eligible.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca?
I was wondering what state statute or if it was a UT policy on being taxed when we donate.
On taxes, I can, on the specific state statute, I can get back to you on that one. Okay. And I can share that with Nolan, that way she can share with the campus community.
Thank goodness.
Thank you. Are there any options for newly hired employees and do not have any sick or vacation leave? Would they qualify to use the sick pool?
Sick leave pool is eligible on day one. Now the FMLA, like I mentioned, employees have to use their sick and available balances. There is they need to be employed for 12 months. But the sick leave pool, they're eligible on day one.
Okay. All righty. A couple of questions.
Ernesto.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. No,
go for it.
I have one little question because I filed actually for a leave. I'm the Senior Director of Lab Administration, and I've been invited by Alexandria University in Egypt, my original university, to give a speech, 2 speeches actually at Alexander University. I'm not going to receive anything, just, voluntarily, but I've been invited to do those talks. And I told them, actually it was planned in Christmas, but I didn't receive the invitation early. But eventually I decided to go in March during the spring break. So I filled that form, and I'm not sure I did it right or not. I don't know. Do I have to do anything else?
What form is it that you're referring to?
It's on UTRG that you have to fill this form. I forgot what's his name.
Okay.
Would you be able to send us an email? You can send me an email directly, and we can look into it right away.
Thank you. And colleagues, I will just remind you that our session today with HR, we are going to stick to general questions. But if you do have something very specific to your case or to you, feel free to reach out and email Ernesto or Hector or Aubrey. And I know they'll get you the answers that you are looking for. Ernesto, there is another question on that. Oh,
I'm sorry. Yes.
Ernesto email, if you don't mind.
Yes, my email.
Yes, somebody actually.
First name Ernesto.
Yeah, and someone asked if you could switch back to the contact slide. I believe when you have the team up, Ernesto, that way they can see you all and your contact information. Perfect. It says here on the FMLA, how many hours can the employee request, or is it annually, or can it be done once?
The FMLA, as I mentioned, it's up to 12 weeks of protected leave. And it's on a rollover period. So it would be, I guess, every 12 months. It does not follow the fiscal year. It follows the employee's request. So when the employee first made the request, 12 months later, it resets.
It resets after a year. Okay. A year after the initial request.
Correct.
Wonderful. Thank you. Looking through. Is sick leave pool only available if it is life-threatening?
Each case is reviewed thoroughly on a case-by-case basis, but as per statutes and policy, affect for illness, injury.
Okay. Anybody else? You've got one minute. Oliver has a great suggestion for all of us to review our hours on PeopleSoft so we know how many vacation leave hours we have to utilize and we won't lose it. Thank you, Oliver.
If you don't know where to look at your hours, it's an employee self-service. You click on the tile time and attendance. On the left-hand side, you'll see all, and it's absence balance details. And that page will give you a table of your available balances.
Is medical documentation required to apply for sick leave pool?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else? These are all really good questions. There are some suggestions and questions. I don't know if you're able to answer this, Ernesto. Somebody asked about how soon should you request maternity leave?
As per policy, 30 days in advance, at least give us a 30 days advance notice. And if they can submit the required paperwork 2 weeks before the leave.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? And there is a suggestion to recommend paternity leave as well. So something to keep in mind.
We do offer paternity leave as well.
Oh, we do. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
For paternity leave.
And it works similar to to maternity?
Same way, employees, yeah, they're eligible for up to 12 weeks.
Up to 12 weeks. Well, there you go. Well, that is great. Thank you so much. Awesome. Do you lose vacation hours completely, or are they moved to sick leave?
If they're over your allowed carryover, they move to your, yeah, they're moved to your sick leave.
They move to sick leave. Wonderful. Well, those are all very great questions, and we've learned something new. Rebecca is raising her hand, so go ahead, Rebecca.
I wanted to clarify, Ernesto, just from my understanding, while we offer both paternity and maternity leave, if the employees both work for the institution, the time is cut different, correct?
Yeah, if the employees are, yes, if they're both employed by the institution, the 12 weeks is shared.
So if both parents are in the institution, that 12 weeks needs to be allotted between them too?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh. Okay. Newly hired employees cannot use sick leave or vacation until how many months again? I know you
Newly hired employees can use sick leave on day one.
Oh, okay.
Vacation, they need to complete 6 months of continuous state service.
Okay.
Now you need to keep in mind if they transfer from another state institution or if they're from another department, they might have already met that requirement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Ernesto, thank you so much for being here. And I know Aubrey and Hector are somewhere here in the audience as well. Thank you all for being on board. And like I said,
Noellen,
yes, Cordelia.
There's just one more question.
Oh, did I miss?
Can they just quickly, once vacation leave is moved to sick leave, is it paid out at retirement or just the vacation leave?
Just the vacation leave is paid out.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Cordelia. I completely missed that. Yes. All right. And Oliver, thank you for sharing your insight. He's all over this and guiding our colleagues. So we appreciate you. Are you able to share the presentation and the summary? Can you go ahead and send it to me, and we'll send it out along with the recording? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, once again, thank you for being here and accepting our invitation. I think we learned a lot of great things this morning. And once again, we're very grateful for you all, always willing to help us out and giving us information and pointing us to the right policies and guidelines to make us better workers here at the university. So thank you, Ernesto. Thank you, Aubrey and Hector. And of course, thank you to Mr. Mike James for being open to have conversations with us when we need to. Thank you for being here again. Our next speaker is from our favorite group here on campus, and that is our IT services. I spoke with them and they are actually have some great resources that are available for us. So without further ado, I am going to bring Mr. Hector Perez, our technology support supervisor. You have the floor, sir.
Good morning, Noellen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Hector Perez, and I am the technology support supervisor with IT Academic and Support Services. So today, we're going to give you a presentation. Let me start by sharing my screen. So here we have. There we go. So the iTech computer store, that's what we're going to talk about this morning. So as you may be aware from the news, you know that there's an ongoing shortage of components and raw materials that are used when building technology products and even for the automotive industry. And this is causing delays in products being available to consumers. So because of this reason, we have been working together with the procurement office. And we have been able to secure a bulk order of computers, alleviate the issue with long lead times. We know that many of you on campus have had issues where some of your are just outright canceled. So to try to solve that problem, what we've done is we've ordered around 200 desktop computers and 200 laptops, and we've made them available on iShop to purchase, so that we can, after the order's been placed on iShop, and that way make sure that everyone has a computer quickly. So we're going to talk about what we have in stock this morning. So for starters, we have a desktop tower bundled with a monitor. It's an Optiplex 5090 desktop. This computer has 16 gigs of RAM with plenty of storage and optical disk drive. This bundle includes a 27-inch monitor because we've seen that many times departments, when they order computers and they still have old monitors that they're trying to reduce, many times they are not compatible with the new computers, or they need to buy adapters in order to make them work. So this way we can make sure that when we deliver your computer, it's ready to go and you can start using it right away. Another option that we have is an all-in-one. Departments on campus really like these offerings for all-in-one because they include already a webcam and a microphone. So these are perfect for Zoom meetings and collaborating on Teams. This one also includes wireless keyboard and mouse, so it's more convenient to use. And speaking of collaboration and being on the go, we also made available a laptop, which is this one right here, the Latitude 3520. It has a 15-inch screen, so there's plenty of space. It includes a keypad, and it's one of the more budget-friendly options that we have available. We know that the pricing sometimes for these computers, and especially now that components are short, they're escalating. So this is one of the ones that are the lowest cost offering that we have on our store. I also want to mention that for all the computers that I just mentioned right now, plus everything that's available on iShop, all these computers come with a 3-year extended warranty. And we do want to stress out that all the computers available there, they're part of a streamlined process. We have a partner facility in Round Rock, Texas, where all the computers are tagged and they're pre-imaged with all the UTRGV applications. All the computers we offer are business class computers, and they have standardized parts so that they can be serviced faster. They can be serviced on campus by our certified technicians. And so there's less of a downtime whenever you have issues. Let's see, so where can you find all of these computers? So you can go to iShop, and under the showcase suppliers, the iTech computer store is the very first one on the top to landing page for the iTech computer store. The computers I talked about today, which are in stock, you'll see them under the in stock tab or on the landing page. They'll be marked as 2 to 4 days for the desktops and the laptops. And so I can also give you a quick tour of the store. So let me share my screen again. So we have iShop in here, like I mentioned. Click, you'll be taken to the iTech computer store. Under the in-stock section, you'll see the different options for desktops and laptops. So we do have, like I mentioned, the 7780 and the 5090. We also have a few 24-inch all-in-one computers left, if anyone is interested in purchasing any of those. And then the laptops, the 3520 that I mentioned, and then we also have a few 14-inch laptops available as well. I also want to mention, since we're here, that we do have an option for custom quotes. It's a form that you can fill out here. If you're interested in any of the models that we offer here, but maybe perhaps you need more storage or more memory, the computers can be customized. So you enter all the information here, and this gets sent directly to our partners with some, so that they can create a quote and get back to us on pricing. So I encourage you to come and visit the iTech store so you can see all the models that are available and the pricing. So let's switch back to PowerPoint. So then how can you reach us? So we have a dedicated email address for any questions regarding new computers. It's newcomputer@utrgv.edu. If you place any orders also with the iTech computer store, you can send us an email with a purchase order number if you have any questions on the status. The computers that we have available in stock, we encourage you to come and see them here in the computer center. If you're not sure if the computer is right for you and you want to take a look at them before you make a commitment, please make an appointment with us so that we can show you around the features for the computers. If you need assistance for purchasing a computer or you're not sure what exactly you might need, you can request a consultation with us. Just create a service request on our support portal. And of course, like I mentioned, the custom quotes are available on the Punch Out on iShop. So that's everything I have. I don't know if anyone else has any questions for me this morning.
And so we are able to see the items before we buy them. Like Claudia is wondering, particularly the laptops, we can come and see and, make sure the screen is not too big or too small.
Right. So the ones that I mentioned today in my presentation, the 3 models, yes, you can come and see them here. We have them on campus in Edinburg at the computer center.
And how do we request an appointment, or can we just show up during our break, or?
It'd be preferred if you can request an appointment. Since so my team is dedicated to deploying all the computers on campus. More than likely, most days we already have appointments to go and set up computers. So we do appreciate a heads up in making an appointment so that we can dedicate time for you to come and see them and answer all your questions without needing to rush things.
And how do they make an appointment, Hector?
You can send us a request through our email address, or you can create a consultation through the support portal.
All right. And where is this magical place, EECTR?
EECTR in the Edinburg campus. We're actually right behind the math building, the eMagic, and next to the education building.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are in that catty corner, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Will you keep increasing your inventory, or once these are sold out, that's it?
The plan, so we always have computers in inventory. This is the first time that we make a large thing that the campus is benefiting with. Then yeah, it's likely that we'll continue to do this. Yes.
Okay. How soon can we receive a quote once we have filled out the request?
That will depend on our Dell rep. Usually she's pretty good and she can get us quotes same day. Some other times, since we're not the only university or institution that she serves, might take maybe a day or two before she gets back to us. But usually it's pretty good as far as responding, yes.
Okay. For our colleagues, Hector, in Brownsville or Harlingen, do you have stock for them to see the computers, or do they have to come and visit the Edinburg campus to see them?
So the computers, we only have them on stock here in Edinburg. So the computers that we have, we've had computers in stock for the last 3 years. And we did try in the beginning to have some stock here and some in Brownsville. But what we found out is it worked out best if we have all the computers stored here in Edinburg, and then we transport them to Harlingen or to Brownsville or to any of the other off-campus sites as needed. So yeah, as far as our showroom, then that would be only here in the computer center for now.
Okay. And can you walk again through the turnaround time? If I go to iTech store in iShop, I pick the computer through there. What is the lead time that it will get to me in my office?
Okay, so for the computers I mentioned this morning, or the ones that are available in stock, sometimes, to be honest, what can take longer might be just the process for the requisition on iShop. So all the approvals that it has to go through. But once the PO clears, it's business days. Usually by the next day, you'll already be receiving an email to make arrangements for delivery. So once a PO is created, yes.
Wow, that's fine. And then these machines are already tagged and everything, right?
Yeah, so they're tagged. They have all the services you need. The laptops have VPN and direct access, so we take care of everything. So if you make an appointment, we'll make sure to install software that you need, install your printers, ask any questions you have, transfer any data, or unless you're already using OneDrive with the automatic backups, then it's even a faster process. So we encourage you to if you don't have your data backed up on OneDrive, to do that. It significantly increases the speed on how everything gets done. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? What device laptop is requested that is not on your list of inventory? Specific request or models? Gilbert, are you wanting a specific equipment that's not on their inventory right now? Is that what you're trying to ask? I think so.
Well, the only devices that we have like in stock right now are the ones on my presentation, plus the 24-inch all-in-one, and then a 14-inch.
So if you want
laptop,
if you want something
go ahead.
else, then you'll have to do that waiting or take that risk of either waiting so long or not getting it at all or on time.
Yeah, so the computers that are available in the for purchasing directly from Dell, so they will take a little bit longer to ship, at least 4 weeks, possibly longer. And so, I guess there are some models that are not available in store that you can still purchase. One example I can give you is 17, not something that's posted on our website, because honestly, it's not very frequently that someone purchases a 17-inch laptop, but they are available. If you're not sure exactly what model that you're looking for, you can still ask for a consultation. And if we know that there's a model that's not, we will suggest it at the time.
Okay, so you're still able to purchase computers then. That somebody was asking up here. Oh, Tammy was asking, are we able to purchase a computer that we need built? They need a computer for the research lab that has better video card and larger memory and faster speed.
So, I mean, Dell does offer some of those type of computers in the Precision line that have better graphics and more capacity for RAM and storage. And we do have a team that's dedicated for research as well, for research computing. So when needed, we can also get them involved so they can provide guidance.
Awesome.
Someone asked if the computer bundle comes with the cable to connect the monitor to PC. Yes, so all the Dell monitors ship with the necessary cables to connect. And the computers that don't have the standard connections will ship with the adapters as well.
Okay. So all cables are included with computer and monitor.
Yes, I see another question from Cheryl. Do you have separate monitors that are larger that are compatible? Do they need to be purchased separately, or can we just upgrade to the larger monitors? So for the bundle, it's just a 27-inch monitor.
That's a big monitor.
That's available. Yes, but you can purchase. So our iTech store does have a special section for monitors, and we do offer some larger sizes, 34-inch, 38, those ultra wide screen monitors, as well as a 43-inch monitor also that's available there. If there's just, I guess, just be aware that some of the larger size monitors are the ones that are taking longer to ship as well. But we can check to see more or less what the expected time is, the waiting time.
Great. Yes, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Hector. I think you're going to be having visitors now in your showroom, in your computer showroom. Really appreciate you coming on here, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Donna for putting this in our radar, that there is this resource available to us, and I think it's just efficient and wonderful that you all have this, and so we can get our new equipment and get to working. And without having to wait and get all that delay. So thank you, Hector, once again, and thank you to your team for all the work that you guys do to keep us all connected.
Thank you for having us this morning.
Thank you. Our next guest presenter, it is my pleasure to bring him on board. I know the pandemic has kept them pivoting, I think. It is our Office of International Programs and Partnerships. Dr. Alan Earhart and his team have been keeping busy, trying to make sure that our students will continue to have this opportunity. So Dr. Earhart, you have the floor.
It's great to be here. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm super to you all about what our office. So first, I think we should start off with Connie De La Rosa. She's an administrative analyst. Some of you may have worked with her. She's been with UTPA and UTRGV for many years. The best thing I can say about Connie, well, there's a lot of things I could say, but she's highly admired as a professional by the UTRGV auditors, which I think speaks volumes. And she doesn't always laugh at my jokes, which is a good thing. Then we have Dr. Luis Alcocer, originally from Merida, Mexico. He's an international program specialist. He's a natural master of ceremonies. I saw him do this in the PAC with like 5,000 people. He's going to kill me for saying this, but if you need an amazing MC, he's your guy. He also, in our office, runs one of the most successful COIL programs in America. It's one of the newest, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have Lisette Engel, who is an international program specialist. She spearheads the most successful program in America. We were just number, and she's gonna hate me for saying, this is a picture of her as I say this out loud, powerlifting. Okay, so the presentation is really just about what we do, and it is more than just study abroad. So we do really primarily three main things for the university. One is the J1 Bridge USA program. We also do study abroad and study away. Study away is just domestic study abroad, so you don't need a passport. You go to Boston instead of London. And then we also do agreements of cooperation with foreign partner universities for UTRGV. Okay, this is pre-pandemic. We don't have these numbers right now, obviously, and we can talk more about that in a minute. But pre-pandemic, we would send about 250 students abroad annually, and we administer about $100,000 or more in institutional scholarships to help them go abroad. We work directly with faculty to create what we call faculty-led programs. So a UT submit a proposal, to go to, for example, Peru to study pre-Columbian architecture. And so we'll work directly with the faculty member, reach out to vendors in Peru, come up with a budget, and then advertise this program. And then in the summer, that faculty member will go to Peru with a group of 10 to 15 students for 2 or 3 weeks. And they will deliver their course there on site in Peru. We've had programs all over the world, South Korea. We've had students scuba diving in Belize for coral reef ecology, the UK, everywhere. We have about 10 exchange programs with foreign. So the way this works is UTRGV students could go to the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona for an entire semester, so they could spend a semester in Barcelona. They pay UTRGV tuition and keep all of their financial aid. And we set it up in advance so that all the credits that they take in Barcelona will transfer back into their degree program. We also recently, hello? I'm sorry, I thought I heard somebody. We also recently inherited the National Student Exchange Program, which is, it's just like the international exchange programs, except that it's about 60 universities in North America, including universities in Canada. So UTRGV students could go to for a semester, again, pay UTRGV tuition, keep all of their financial aid, but they would just have to pay for their life in Hawaii or Rhode Island or Toronto or wherever they decide to go. And then another bright spot is that we were, as I said before, we were #1 in the USA for the Gilman Scholarship, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. University is the J1 Bridge USA program. This is a visa program through the State Department. We have access as responsible officers to a website that we use to generate documents that foreign nationals use to come to UTRGV on exchanges. Exchanges, we have everything from, it could be a professor from Korea that's just on UTRGV. We have postdocs at the School of Medicine that are foreign nationals that come here and do some sort of training and research in microbiology, for example. And then this also includes the incoming exchange students. So we have, pre-pandemic, about 10 to 15 exchange students per year, more world. Next, the other big thing that we do for the university are agreements of cooperation, or MOUs. We have about 40 active agreements right now. So we work with the requesting department or professor to not only execute the document and get the document signed by Dr. Arnie or Dr. Bailey, but also to kind of build the relationship. So we'll set up Zoom calls with the foreign partner institution and the department that's requesting this MOU to kind of identify like the projects that we want to do as between both universities. A number of these all over the world, and it's a big part of what we do. This is a signing ceremony here in the picture that was from last fall, where we signed an agreement with the Universidad Luterana Salvadoreña. This was spearheaded by Dean Torres, pictured here, who is the Dean of the School of Social Work. And that's my counterpart there holding the picture for Dr. Arnie. Something else that we do, which is kind of related to internationalization, is the Fulbright. So the Fulbright is funding from the federal government. There's a million different programs. I'm technically the Fulbright liaison for UTRGV. So if you go to the Fulbright website, my name and email shows up. It's something new to our office, but we've had some success. Recently, we won a Scholar in Residence Fulbright. So I partnered again with Dean Torres. That's why I pictured him here twice. And we won a Fulbright to bring a scholar from the Universidad Autónoma de Nuevo León. So he'll receive full funding to live in the US and be at UTRGV for, I think, about 6 months. And he's going to help Dean Torres get his PhD in social work off the ground. As Madam President was saying, we have not sent anybody abroad for 2 years. And when the pandemic kicked off, we had been talking about creating a COIL program at UTRGV, but we found ourselves in a situation where we weren't sending $50,000 to $40,000 left over from a Department of Ed grant. And so we hired the man pictured in the upper left, John Rubin, who's a national expert on COIL. In fact, he's publishing a book right now on COIL. And so Dr. Alcocer in our office worked closely with him, and we trained faculty on incorporating a collaborative online international learning component in their courses. And so now we have, after 2 years, about 10 COIL courses per year. So COIL is virtual exchange. It became a very big thing, obviously, when the pandemic took off. And so just Mason Pornick is the gentleman, the professor pictured in the bottom here of the screen in the middle. He was teaching a class, this was 2 years ago, he was teaching a class, a senior level engineering class in engineering. And he partnered with a professor from Argentina who was teaching a class in something about environmental policy. And so he taught his course, right? He taught his syllabus and she taught her syllabus. But the students said at some point they created teams. So we'd have some UTRGV students with students from Argentina. And they worked on some project together, brought their expertise, and then they had some deliverable at the end that they shared out. It's a really amazing, powerful experience. For students, we recently partnered with CTE. So now we have this semester a faculty learning community where Mary Ann Esker in the center of the screen, she's actually teaching 10 UTRGV faculty right now on how to do COIL. So we're super excited about that. And then I have to say, the Gilman Scholarship, this is something that Lisette came to me with about 5 years ago and said, sure, let's do it. And in October, we were the #1 institution in the United States for the number of Gilman scholarships received. So the Gilman Scholarship is money, again, from the State Department for Pell recipients to go study abroad. It's up to $5,000, and it's just free money from the federal government. So we work closely with other departments, including the Writing Center and marketing, to get this message out to the students. And then we have a series of kind of workshops that we do with students to help them submit their applications. So we had 33 Gilmans for about $150,000. We were #1 in the United States, and we hope to get up to like $250,000 a year in scholarships for students. All right, thank you very much. This is our contact information. And so if you need to reach out to us for any reason, you can also go to our website and then just scroll down to the bottom and there's a bookings link there. So you could book a meeting with any one of us if you wanted to. We're also active on Teams chat, so you can just look for us in Teams and contact us there.
Wonderful. Dr. Earhart, may I ask what your pulse is for our students to travel and study abroad in the coming semester?
And so obviously with the pandemic, all international travel is banned for the university. You have to get IOC approval. I'm pretty sure that's still true for anywhere that you go. Now in November, we had some students that were planning to go abroad this spring, and we did work with the IOC, and we actually did get approval for about spring. And these were to locations that were level 3 or lower on the State Department travel advisory. Ultimately, none of those students decided to go abroad for different reasons, including the Omicron wave, but also for personal reasons. We are planning right now to send students abroad this summer. We have about 25 programs still planned for this summer, but we have to get IOC approval starting about right now for some of these programs. And most of the world is still level 4 because of Omicron. So some of these programs we're going to have to cancel, unfortunately.
Thank you. I will open the floor for any questions for Dr. Earhart or his team or anything international programs and partnerships related.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
This is Sean Jackson. My question, sir, is I heard you say that the university doesn't sponsor the students, their living arrangements when they're outside of the country.
Yeah.
Do you help them secure, so could you just talk a little bit about what that looks like, how you help them secure it, even though it's an out-of-pocket expense?
Yeah, and study abroad and study away like that. Almost every program, faculty-led programs, which by the way, of the 250 students that were going abroad pre-pandemic with our faculty on these faculty-led programs. And in those cases, it is all arranged in advance. So that's part of what we do with the faculty members. We work with vendors in Spain or wherever they're going. So when they go with UTRGV faculty member, that's some meals as well. Now, if they go to like the University of Barcelona, we work with our counterparts at the University of Barcelona. So when the students sign up, we get them enrolled in the classes, and then eventually they'll get introduced to the international office at Barcelona, and then they will help them find appropriate accommodation. So when I say it's not, right, so the student has to pay out of pocket for that. It's not a part of the tuition waiver agreement that we have with the partner institutions.
Then the final follow-up question to that, sir, is when all of that's taken care of, and then like you said, it's potentially, so if there were the spring students who were leading up to that, and then they've expended their resources and then it's canceled, is there a policy in place to refund them the money that they had expended out for those accommodations?
Yeah, so you mean like with the pandemic, like if it was
yes.
Yeah, so we haven't actually encountered that yet. So we did that in 2020. We had about 5 or 6 students that were abroad. The pandemic became a thing, and so we asked all of them to come back, and we reimbursed their travel. And I worked directly with, actually, I worked with Doug Arney on that. But for the students that canceled just now, none of them had committed any funds yet. So we didn't actually have that. But that is a really big concern. And it's something that actually weighs into our decision about whether we'll cancel the program or not. For example, we just canceled a program to South Korea in consultation with the faculty leader, because Korea had this 14-day mandatory quarantine. Whether you tested negative or positive or you were vaccinated, you still had to quarantine for 14 days. And so if you're only going to be in the country for 14 days, it doesn't make sense to go, right? If you have to spend 14 days in a hotel. But yeah, we advise the students on all of those as we advise them. We will tell them that they need to get an airfare rate that allows them to either change their ticket or just get completely refunded.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I had a question in regards to the funds. I remember about a few years back, you guys did like how should I say, a free passport opportunity. With these extra funds, will you be doing the same thing for future students? Because I know I was lucky enough to get one of the passports. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm just wanting to know, with these extra funds, will other students in the future be able to get these opportunities?
Yeah, so that was through CIEE. CIEE also administers the Fulbright. So it's a study abroad organization, but it's like a nonprofit that's also involved with the federal government and stuff. I forget what CIEE stands for, but it's International Education something. Anyway, that was an initiative that they have, and it kind of just rotates around the United States. It was me, I don't remember, but we reached out to CIEE and said, we want to be a part of the Passport Caravan. And so they offered, I think it was $50,000. And then we also came up with some money from the university. So that was kind of a one-off thing, actually, Julie. but I could request that we do it again.
Okay, I mean, it's just a great opportunity. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't able to do that because the pandemic had already hit. So I was not able to travel abroad, but now I have it. So I got lucky. So I just want that same opportunity for future students.
Excellent. Are all students eligible for study abroad and for the scholarship, part-time and full-time?
Yeah, all students are eligible to study abroad. There is a vetting process, which includes getting like from student egregious, like if they're on probation, then we would have to look into that more closely. But everybody could study abroad. As far as the scholarships are concerned, we administer, the big one that we administer is called the International Education Fee Scholarship, and it's open to undergraduates and graduates, but you do need to be in a degree program. So you wouldn't qualify if you were, like if you decided you wanted to go abroad in June as like a non-degree seeker, you wouldn't qualify for. And the Gilman Scholarship, you have to be and so you can't be a graduate student or not be a Pell recipient.
So if I'm an undergrad student and I want to do study abroad, do I tell my advisor, and then they will refer me to you, or do I come to your office first and then you'll talk to my advisor? What would be the best route?
Yeah, I think most students probably just come to us first. But in part of our advising process, we tell students that they need to go speak to either an academic advisor in their department or just one of the academic advisors at UTRGV, because if the program that they're planning on going doesn't fit with their degree plan, financial aid, and it also could just delay there. It's usually us and then an academic advisor.
Okay, thank you. And Lizette did drop the link to the Gilman Scholarship on the chat. Thank you so much, Lizette.
Yeah, if you have interactions with students, let them know about the Gilman, because in October we had a 66% success rate, $1,000 of free money from the federal government to go abroad.
Now, is there an expiration date on those funds? If I get the scholarship but I can't travel, do I have a deadline that I need to make sure I go travel and use this scholarship?
Yeah, so the deadline to apply, Lisa, that just put now is March 1st and get the funding. They'll find out at the end of April, beginning of May, whether they got the money or not, and they have to use that money before April of 2023. With the pandemic, summer 2022, fall 2022, or spring 2023, right? So they could go abroad spring semester 2023. With the pandemic, the Gilman has been allowing students to use the money longer than normal because of the pandemic. And they've also been allowing students to use it for virtual international internships. And we actually had some students do that. So they did an internship, a virtual internship with an international organization. So, but I mean, that's the pandemic. Some of that stuff's going to go away because of once we kind of transition into just, COVID being just something that we live with. It's not.
Great. Anybody else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Well, thank you, Dr. Earhart, for opening our minds this morning about all the resources that you have in your office. And thank you also to Lizette for reaching out to us and making us aware of this. Great. Okay, now we're moving on to our next agenda item, the committee and task force report. I am going to call on our Staff Success Committee Chair once again to deliver us some news regarding the upcoming employee appreciation. So Claudia, take it away.
Hello. Hello again. Is having the meetings already to discuss the different activities that we're planning for the employee appreciation that will celebrate on March the 4th. Of discussions and trying to find departments that can partner with us. During that, more information will become as or meeting sessions, and we made the decisions on what kind of activities we can have to celebrate our staff. More information will be coming. Thank you for all the, thank you to all my committee members for the discussions, for the comment. Once we have more information, we'll be sharing with you all.
Awesome. Claudia, did you indicate the dates for the Employee Appreciation Week?
Yeah. The employee board. And we're still discussing if we're going to celebrate it during the week like we did last year. Last year we have a virtual celebration because we didn't have the opportunity to have a lot of events in person, but this year, since we're back in campus, we are looking at different activities that we might have in campus, but at the same time, given the opportunity for these employees that are working remotely on different campuses. So that's what we're trying to put together. So as I said, more information will be coming after we have decide what activities we can have. I don't know if anybody from my community would like to add anything else, but this afternoon to continue working with these discussions.
All right. Thank you.
I also want to thank all the e-board, all the staff, other staff centers. And most likely we're going to need a lot of their participation to have that activity during that the week of.
Thank you. And thank you to the Staff Success Committee for your work on this. We're excited and we're hoping maybe we can bring tacos back. Who knows? But
we're still in that discussion. We're still in that discussion. And as I said in the prior meeting, of course, but if you have any celebrate, they will be all welcome, and you can communicate this email. And also, I want to encourage all the hiring officials, all the supervisors, to mark their calendars for this special day. Make employees feel appreciated that day. Don't forget to say, just even if it's nothing material, but I mean, even to say, kind words of appreciation to our staff, to each of your employees. That would be great. So mark your calendars for March the 4th, and then let's make appreciated and special.
Thank you. Crystal did pose a question on the chat. Do you know if there is a staff development program? I know we've got a lot of training sessions that HR puts on. I don't know if that is what you are referring to, Crystal. But if you have any ideas, I know that Claudia and her committee are open to that, and the Staff Senate is as a whole. We're always open to ideas to make us better professionally and personally.
Actually, I have a meeting tomorrow with Amna from HR.
Great.
To learn a little bit more about the platform that they have, the eLearn platform. Okay. Is employees to get there and then select different trainings for development, and can set trainings for their employees. I think this is very important. We have different platforms. We have also in mic. We have a lot of different tools. For example, we have also meetings, staff sending meetings, teams that we have, technology team. It is great. They have great resources about development, learning new software. They have our university provides to see how we can maybe provide links and information so there is more awareness for our staff to learn, for staff and also supervisors to learn where we can find these resources and make them available for the employees.
Awesome. And Crystal is requesting that we send her info on those resources, and we sure will, Crystal. We'll make sure that you get that. If you can type in your email address, or you can send it directly to either of us, because there are many, many Crystals in this university. Thank you. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and call on our feedback committee chair, Karen. I know your committee has been very busy. Can you just give us a refresher on how we can reach out to you all if we have any concerns or suggestions?
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great morning. On behalf of the feedback committee, we want to continue to encourage you to submit your feed regarding UTR initiatives that promote staff employee success in the workplace. And we have a staff Senate feedback form, which I'll drop into the chat box. You can absolutely send your feedback through that form, and our committee will review it and follow up on that feedback. Reach out to your senator and have conversations with us about these ideas that you may have. So we welcome your feedback. It is very important to us. It helps us in being able to have conversations, productive conversation here at UTRGV. So again, we encourage you to submit through the form, have conversations with your staff senators. And so we hope you have a great day, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. And I believe that rounds out our committee reports. For task force, I am happy to announce I've got a few of you volunteering and agreeing to be in my election task force, and we will be having our initial meeting this afternoon. If you are still interested in sharing your ideas and how we can make this process efficient and fair, feel free to reach out to me and I will send you that Zoom link. And now I am going to turn it over to our parliamentarian to open up the floor.
Hi, the floor is for public comments or questions. So if you like enter with the university students, the floor is now open for public answer questions.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to let you all know, in addition to all the activity that we're going to have for homecoming, UTRGV Alumni Relations will also be at the baseball game hosting a mixer. So that's open to our UTRGV alums and all of our legacy alums. Athletics is also offering a discounted ticket rate of $5 to all alums and their families. So we will be sending out that email later today. If for some reason you didn't get it, it'll have the link and the coupon code for the tickets if you are an alum with the information about the mixer that will be held at the game. Please feel free to email us at alumni@utrgv.edu. The game starts at 7, gates open at 6, and that's going to be next Friday.
Okay. Who are we playing, Marisa?
Seattle. I don't know. Let me look it up. I'll tell you.
That's the first game, right?
Yes, that's the home opener. So we're really excited that we're going to play George Washington. It's the home opener for baseball. It's the first home game. So we're really excited to be able to participate there and welcome the kickoff of the season as part of the homecoming celebration. So it really is wrapping up to be a great week of Vaquero Pride and an opportunity to really celebrate what each and every one of us bring to campus as part of the UTRGV family.
Wonderful. And Marisa, I was just scrolling through the chat. Can you tell us more? You said that the Office of Alumni Relation also offers free professional and personal development webinars.
Oh, the Office of Alumni Relations, on our website, you can find them, and the link directly to the webinars is in the chat. There's webinars offered every month. Some of them are white paper webinars that cover different topics. For example, our upcoming webinars are about smart growth, how to lead and play bigger, on how to struggle less and thrive. So they cover various different topics. You can also webinars. It will ask you to register. You do not need UTRGV credentials to register for it. So it's a service that's available to all of our alums and our UTRGV family. It will not ask for any credit card information, just your information, who's using which webinar, so we can track what topics are really being accessed. And then we also have all of our distinguished speakers series recently, such as John Quinones and comment here through this platform.
Thank you so much. Anybody else?
I provide a few just so that our staff are informed. So Black History Month, a DAO earlier this week that has events that are being hosted by Center for Student Involvement. So please feel free to engage in these. Again, that email has a listing of all the different events taking place. Obviously been mentioned quite a few times. It's starting next week, February 13th through the 19th. We encourage everybody to participate. The homecoming website has Ellen and I are both using ours, and there's wallpapers and filters and other cool resources that you can find on the homecoming website. In addition to participating in the, so now we have our College of Engineering and Computer Science in week. So I know that they're working on finalizing their website. I'm sure they'll be sharing more information about different Festiva, Festival of International Books, in March 6th, and that website's all. And then finally, I want to mention that UTRGV is sponsoring community events, including Fiesta Edinburgh, Shadow Days parades, Sombrero Fest. And so for these community events, if you or anybody from your department would like to participate, please feel free to reach out to me. I can provide additional details on times, dates, locations, but just wanted to make you all aware. Thank you.
Yes, Charro Day, Sombrero Festival, all in our Brownsville campus. It's great to be able to celebrate these and have these traditions again. Anybody else? Happenings that you want to share, make us all aware of? Okay, well, I am more than happy to give you about half an hour of your time this morning. As I mentioned earlier, the Staff Senate will be having a retreat at the end of this month, and we are going to welcome your new staff senators as well as your new executive board team will be elected and decided during that day. So on that note, I said this back in August, and I'm gonna say it again today, and it still holds true and just have as much value. It has been my utmost pleasure to serve as your staff Senate president. I want to thank everyone in the staff Senate for their support, for holding me up and making sure that we don't fail and that we are all in this together. And I really, truly felt that both in the staff Senate and with all of you. So like I said, it has been my honor to be your president, and I look forward to continue to serving you all. Now I am going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion. I move to end the meeting, to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
And I second.
I don't know who seconded. Somebody.
I seconded. It was Karen.
Karen seconded. All right. Motion, and it has been seconded. Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Okay, Ms. Parliamentarian, you may call it.
Okay, so the meeting is adjourned at 10:32 a.m. Ready?
Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope to see you all during the homecoming festivities. Vis up, you all.